Does your child have difficulty with coordination? Perhaps they are often switching from the left and right side of their hands to complete a task. Maybe they don't have the ability to cross over the midline of their body. Well, this video is going to help you out with ways to help your preschooler with these types of skills. Check out the rest of this video to learn more. Hi, parents. This is Amy from Playapy, Pediatric Occupational Therapist, and I am here to provide you with some playful solutions and powerful results. Today, we're going to be doing an activity that I call the figure eights. And these are going to be different activities that you can do with preschoolers, and I have some worksheets for you to go along with them. Now, you may be wondering, why would I need to do a figure eight? Well, this is a great way for you to incorporate the left and right sides of the brain. We want to make sure that your child is able to move their fingers and their eyes crossing the middle of their body. They have this imaginary line, and we want to see that it is crossed very easily. Sometimes when children have difficulty with maintaining a pencil or a marker in their hand, you might see them switch over to the other hand a lot, and you might be confused if they're left or right-handed. But what really happens is that they are having difficulty with that imaginary line in their body, and we want them to cross over it fairly easily, and this is an activity to help you do that. This is actually going to be 5 activities to help you do that. And they're really cute little ways for you to practice this activity over and over again with your child, but without them getting bored because you're taking a different approach each time. So let's get into it. Let's get started, and we're going to do our figure eights. Each of the play sheets that we're going to be doing today all have a figure eight horizontally on the page. For each one, we are going to start out the same way. We want to go counterclockwise on the left side of the page and clockwise on the right. You will see in the figure eights that there are little arrows just lightly there so that you can follow along on what direction to go in. But you always want to start in the center of your figure eight. We want to encourage to go around 10 times. That's a good amount of time for practice to make sure the child fully understands the activity before we add in step 2. Each of these worksheets has a different theme to them and slightly different ways of approaching it. Some require an additional object, but they're very common and you may have them very easily around your home. So we're going to go through each one so that you can understand how they work and get a little demonstration of what they look like. This is Racetrack eights. I like to start out with this one, especially if your child really is into cars. It's something that they can easily understand because they're used to racetracks, moving around in sort of like a curvy way. So it is a fun way for them to practice it. What you're going to have them do is put their finger in the middle of that figure eight. And then they're going to take that finger and go around so that they're staying inside of the figure eight 10 times. So each time around, you want to make sure you're counting 1, 2, right? 3, 4, each time around, all the way till you get to 10. And that is going to help you to understand, if they understand how to get around. You might see them jump from the top and then try to scoot over here down the bottom. So you want to make sure you're guiding them always to go up at the top. Sometimes what I like to do is also use some words. So I might say, to go along with the action words that I use for other activities, curve around on the left side of the page and make an ear on the right side of the page. After you see that they can do the figure eight with their finger, now you want to try it using a car. So you're going to take a simple little Hot Wheel, something like this, and have them go around the car with their hand around the racetrack. One of the things you want to make sure that they do is not switch hands. Their other hand should be stabilizing their paper just like they would if they were drawing or coloring. Beep, beep, vroom, vroom. Make sure you use those sounds to help encourage them to get along and go around for the ride each time. If you happen to be doing this on screen with a child, for example, if you are a therapist, then you may want to do something like have a race right? So you're doing it on your side of the screen and they're doing it with their side of the screen, and you get to say, ready, set, go, and see who can get around the racetrack, and encourages them to get to that flag at the end of the race. All right, the next one is called the Sluggish Snail. Now, we know snails are in our environment. They do have a purpose, and they are to kind of clean up all that debris on the ground. And so this snail, though, he's kind of slow and sluggish, and he's not really getting a lot of work done. So we're going to give him some help. And what you're going to do is you're going to have your child trace through those first 10 times with their finger, but then you're going to put something like a paper clip in the middle of the page, right in that center dot, and you're going to have them move the snail around. So what I have done is taken a paper clip and I have twisted it to make it look a little bit like a snail. And so I'm going to place the snail in the middle of the page and use my fingertip to push the snail around that figure 8. So that is a way to get your child to be motivated to play along and go around that garden 10 times so that the snail gets all the help he can get to feed up his belly and give him some more energy. Another fun play sheet we have here are the fishing eights. And just like the sluggish snail, you're going to use the paper clip in order to represent a fish. Now you don't have to bend the paper clip this time, you could just use a flat one. You're going to place it in the middle and that's going to represent our fish. And then you're going to use a pencil on top to push around the fish around the pond. So it's like the pencil is its fishing line, and so you're guiding the fish around and around and around the lake. Next we have our Ladybug eights. Well, the Ladybug eights is a cute little activity where one of the ladybugs is missing a spot, right? We have a runaway spot, and so we're going to place a magnet in the middle. And then on the opposite side of the page, we are going to use another magnetic item, maybe like a paper clip or a stick, and you're going to push around that magnet so that it is forming the figure eights. Now you're going to have to hold the paper horizontally to do this, so it's going to be flat, and then you're going to be using the left hand, if you're right-handed, to stabilize that paper so that the magnet is on top, and then you're going to move around with your paper clip. Once that runaway spot has gone around 10 times, then you will be done with this activity and you can color in it if you want to. Last but not least, we have the butterfly eights. Now the butterfly eights is a really great opportunity for your child to practice using colors to create an actual image. So now you're actually going to create some coloring on this page intentionally. So each time around, you're going to use a different color to go around the butterfly. So we're going to color in one color, and then another color, and then another color, and you're just going to keep going until you are finished completing a beautiful, colorful butterfly. Once you're done making the colorful wings of this butterfly, you can also color in the insides and even work on cutting around the edges. There you have it. You have 5 fun play sheets to do with your child to practice these figure eights. I really love this activity. It is so much fun to do with kids, and it really is effective. You will see if they are struggling with that figure eight right away. And it is great for them to have various opportunities to practice it. So that's why I have included this link for you for this video so that you can download all these worksheets so that you can do it at home with your child. It's important to remember when you're doing these type of activities with your child to make sure that you are adding your own character and flavor into the activity. Don't be afraid to use your silly voices, build a story around what you're doing, and try to extend the activity as long as possible. Again, just a few minutes a day can make a huge difference, but figure eight activities are the way to go if you want to really work on children who are switching their hands back and forth. Make sure that they are using that hand, that non-dominant hand, to stabilize the paper so that they can move around the figure eight with just one hand. If they are using both hands to get around the figure eight, you're defeating the purpose of the activity. So keep that in mind. Did you like this video? Did you find it awesome like I did? I hope you love these worksheets and use them with your child, because I had a ton of fun making them for you. If you do like this video, please like it down below, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear more about what really works for you. Until the next video, I hope you have a playful day.